Here we've got actual footage of world number one Magnus Carlsen arriving in New York for the World Rapid and Blitz Chess Championship. It's one of the greatest events of the entire calendar year, and we're picking up now in a round one game, but with a youngster, Alireza Firouzja, the king of fashion, Gucci Reza they know him as, because he just played a classic, sacrificed the entire army, pure crush. Magnus played a very boring draw, plus they're still playing now and will be late into the night UK time, so I'll try and get some video up in the morning, something like that. Let's dive in here. Alireza's with black, we see e4 on the board and he responds with c5. The clock time's on the left, 15 minutes each plus some increment, so we get the knight developing into the game. d6 played, bishop b5 check, done with a whoosh. Alireza blocks the king, and after c3 we see the white ideas for expansion. Alireza develops the second pony. The pawn's covered with the queen here, and it therefore leaves the d pawn to expand through the center, but first you've got to save that bishop. Do you take? Do you drop back? This one selected, shades of the kind of Roy Lopez Italian maneuvering games as that bishop spins round. b5 now kicks it all the way. Alireza yells charge, and after bishop c2 we see the first of the fiancitos onto the long diagonal, because after castles Alireza is not done, wants to tuck the second one into bed. And how aggressive does this game get? Very fast. First we see d4 and the bad boy bishops are crossing swords. Now there's a lot of paint on the board. Let me get rid of these lines from the black bishops if I can do so here, and we just look at the white moves. My drawing skills are terrible there, but these are some of the main ones, right, that white could have played, better ways to develop, but we didn't see it. Instead we got b3, and there's something a bit sussy about that pawn structure. You can see Stock Barnacle does not approve. Black a bit better. Alireza now castles, very sensible. This bishop brie and cheddars onto the long diagonal. The master blaster hits the c file, and after a4, good move, Alireza opens the center for his rook. Pawn recaptures here, and he could crack on with b4, play that pawn structure a bit better, but he goes for something very direct, knight h5, and he's looking to drum up that attack. g3 is the best move. Yes, you open the diagonal, but you stop this knight becoming a dragon. Not played though. Captures on b5, probably expecting the recaptures maybe. You know, what's your plan there? You're giving me a pawn, or the knight maybe takes it one day, but Alireza doesn't do it. He hops forward with this one, hits the queen, no Botez gambit today, saved and hits the knight, and now after this one saves it, there's a nasty threat in the air to check on h3 with the knight, simply win an entire queen. So that's why the king sidesteps to the corner here, and still Alireza does not defend this bishop, but he recaptures the pawn, and it begs the really important question: what happens if you go g3, you know, kick this away somewhere, wherever, let's say h3, one of the top lines, and then win an entire bishop? Well, this is the point. The queen was also defending as well as attacking, so black takes that bishop, and you're hitting another bishop on b2 because of course white's hitting your knight there, and also the center's kind of collapsing. This knight's hopping very soon. Long story short, black's doing better in these tactical skirmishes, so we didn't see g3 weakening the king. Instead d5 was played. Good move, shuts out this sniper from afar and opens this one to join an attack on the black king, and that's why Alireza now shuts things down with pawn e5, also supports his knight, and that's why we see the usually forced en croissant played in the game. Now it begs the question, what if you didn't do that? Something else, right? You know, develop the knight, knight a3, hit the pawn. Yes, it's definitely playable, but black stands better. No two ways about it. This is a monster. This is very active. Maybe the knight hops here one day. Rook looking good. Queen can join the party. Black is a bit better. So this is actually the best move. Opening the lines for black, yes, but also for white. However, white doesn't find the way to follow up. Now, of course, you don't take the pawn with the queen. You drop an entire bishop. Best was actually rook a7 hitting this, and upon queen b6 defending and attacking, then queen d4 is the trick. Takes is actually best. This kind of thing, it's a different game, right? Game goes on with black a bit better, but it was the way to go. There's a huge attack coming with the queens on the board. Not played. Instead, knight a3, going for a measly pawn, but Alireza just ignores. Brings this knight round to f6. Not technically best, but you have to punish it. First, this pawn is taken. Best move. Converging on d6. And now Alireza should, technically, you know, according to the all-seeing engine overlord, sack the exchange here, play that position. Because then e4 is collapsing as well, of course. But he doesn't do it. He instead plays the natural move of d5, expanding. So often you want to do that in a Sicilian, but it overlooks a very specific shot here for white, which is takes on f6. We're in the back cave, analysis mode, it wasn't played. After queen recaptures, this is good because of knight d6 hitting both of these pieces. And one of the best ways to continue is this, attacking through the center. Bishop takes back is actually best. If you carry on taking, then you rip open the king. Not good. This is how the line could go. Knight recaptures, and actually white stands marginally better after queen f5. Whoops, it's just a different game though. We come back here because this was just completely missed. Instead, we saw the move of takes on d5, very natural, but now after bishop takes, just look at the black pieces. They're all absolutely poised to just mangle that white king. It's very dangerous. I didn't actually check this line, but why is this no longer working? What happens now if you go knight d6? I mean, you're not pinned, of course. Okay, takes. Queen takes, right, and you can go bang, and you're crashing through to this knight. Big
mushrooms.
This is the difference. Knight d6 not coming as a fork. So we run back here. In the game, queen d1 was tried to defend the knight. You know, it's under huge attack, but Alireza does not care. That's a pseudo defense, really. Doesn't do anything because bang.
Pooh, what a move. What a move.
Well done if you guessed that move was coming. Of course, we just saw the themes of it. King recaptures, and after this second knight joins the attack, we see the massive problems. That one's about to drop off the board, then the white queen too. So this knight desperately scurries back to defend its brother, but now we see the second brilliancy in 3 moves from Alireza, and it forces resignation on the spot. Well done if you saw the move. It's rook takes on c2, and all the pieces are just overloaded. You know, if knight takes, we know the problem with that. The bishop crashes through here, check, win the queen. If queen takes, well then anyway, more pieces can join the attack. The knight can't take, of course, it's pinned. The king steps up. This is a simple checkmate in 1. Nasty. If the king steps back, well still it's not long for this world after rook takes on f3. You know, if you recapture, this is a checkmate. If you don't recapture, if you go for any kind of check, doesn't matter with which piece, you can defend and open a counter check. So now you're winning a queen or whatever piece might have attacked you. It's just hopelessly game over. So this was the final position. 24 move demolition job. Hope you enjoyed this one. Very last day, by the way, to get the discount over at the Remote Chess Academy. Huge amount off over there. Plus buy one, get one free. Check out those courses. Truly awesome. Thanks very much for watching. I'll be back tomorrow. Should be with a Magnus game, I'd imagine. And I hope to see you then soon. Thanks a lot.